guidance of our beneficent ruler, the console. The console provides the system of eyes.
This is Auntie Cleo, offering a warm welcome to all visiting Auntie's Choice employees, affiliates in training, and ethically gray consultants who labor with committing to a side. just how much money your toil is. It's time for profit forecast time, starting with product development, the more slow and butter of our entire operation. Thanks to our marketing wizards selling the sizzle of incremental product improvements, sales of new and improved stimulants and nutrition supplements are up 11% quarter-over-quarter. Not too shabby, but that's small change compared to experimental operations where top lab coats are doing pioneering confidential work in... well, whatever they're working on, don't worry about it. All I know is their department alone is responsible for a 28% increase in our entire operational budget for the next fiscal semi-decade. Credit where it's due. To me, as your chief executive, I've fostered a healthy, cutthroat rivalry between our top divisions. Jealousy, hard feelings, really stirred the pot.
You go on ahead. I'm shilly-shallying about what to do.
But I get results.
Please have identification, transfer work, and a reasonable bribe at the ready. Ah, you're not a transfer or visiting Auntie's Choice employee. I'll need to check your current standing with corporate affairs. Alrighty. Commencing review. Estimated wait time? Unknown. Really? Reads like a recap of an Aetherwave drama. You're the questionable sort who we do business with, but you're definitely not our best friend. You should probably consider accepting our special offer. All it requires is allowing us to affix an Auntie's Choice holo advertorial inside your ship, so you can bear our messaging with pride and share it across Arcadia.
Down 14% in net gross. You're supposed to squeeze blood from every contract, not put us in the red. Learn to negotiate. Xenobiological exploitation output is down 80%.
Good question. There's only one choice. Auntie's Choice. We'll choose for you.
Like it's your life's work. I get it. Between the risks, aggressive rivals, and the actions of the maverick freelancers, there's a lot of volatility out there right now. The market hates uncertainty. Can't say I care for it either. But
Anecdotal feedback from paid experts shows it increases the odds of a ship's crew purchasing Auntie's Choice products by a whopping 11%.
we will all thrive. There are so many reasons to shop for Auntie's Choice.
Splendid. Should be ready next time you're back. Enjoy your time on the ACS Undisputed Claim, the pride of Auntie's Choice corporate war fleet. Here's a ticket to the first stop on the Profit Mover Trimicular. From there, make your way through the Esplanade to the head office tower reception desk for details on our exciting contract opportunity.
We are also the only retailers for parasite-free purple berries.
The term parasite-free indicates the fact that any kind of parasite found in an Auntie's Choice product is provided free of charge and is not the property of Auntie's Choice or its subsidiary companies, and the eating of said parasite absolves Auntie's Choice.
Trinicular. Arriving any moment now. Approaching station. Client intake.
This is first class.
We strive to be 110% wholly plus. Our artificiality is our guide. The ACS Undisputed Claim is not only our corporate headquarters and flagship, it's the heart of our efforts to spread unbridled self-betterment and free trade across the galaxy. Our flagship also sports a bustling commercial promenade where you'll find a wide assortment of products, wares, and miscellaneous bric-a-brac from all Auntie's Choice departments.
Live, love, laugh, purchase, and consume
With Auntie's Choice. As your peerless leader, known for her unparalleled business acumen, I might appear above the occasional frivolity. But no,
Hey you, soldier with the, got a delivery for an Inez Silong? That you? I mean, I'm sure it's you, considering there aren't many of you folk running about. But I've got to ask, company policy.
Yeah, it's me all right. Who is asking, exactly?
Hey, just a courier friend. Nothing funny like. A soldier named Ortiz hired me to find you, if I could, and deliver this message.
And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is
Ortiz was in my unit. Good man, but ain't sure why he's reaching out now. Suppose we'll see when we return to the ship.
One more thing, friend. Consider this your formal reminder that we don't offer return-to-sender service, unless you pay double, plus expediting charges. Until next time.
red ink, Auntie. Our tossball teams play for keeps.
Until next time.
No fewer than 6 critical blood force dramas in last week's contest between the Easy Heel Loafers and Spectrum brand bandits. I pit our least bankable tossball team. What sort of reception do morally gray outsiders receive when they join up with Auntie's Choice?
Whoa, this looks better than I ever dreamed of. Reckon you can buy, sell, and eyeball just about any commodity worth
It's the burning sensation on everyone's tongue and upper GI tract. The Raptor. Exclusively at the bottom runger. We put the toxic in it.
Why do I feel like we're about to meet some of the most dangerous people in the world?
Attention, morally gray outsider. The adventure of your lifetime awaits. Auntie's Choice is hiring. Hello, daring self-determinivist, stalwart seeker of self-betterment, or rapacious rogue of corporatism. Welcome to Auntie's Choice Esteemed Invaluable Disposable Agent Program. As in IDA, your assignments will be some of the most decisive and admirable tasks that Auntie's Choice has to offer. IDAs help explore the wilds, plot our path, and shape the evolution of our beloved corporation. And with enough rugged determinism, you might even live to see the results. And you can see her as soon as I'm finished. Where was I? Oh, yes. Because you are making a choice to grab destiny and claim it as your own. A choice to be Auntie's Choice. Now, I'm finished. You'll find VP Hewitt right over there. When you're done, please exit to your left, where 2 of our top 29 vice presidents are waiting for you.
Wonderful to meet you. C.F. Pendergrass III, Strategic Reconfiguration. It's not every day we have such a capable operative accept our invitation to the Undisputed Claim. While it was those ill-fated peace talks that got you here, I've kept tabs on you for a good long time.
Yes, we've all kept tabs. Auntie and I have spoken about you several times now. Ursula Ormsby, Proprietary Insight Acquisition. You'll report to both of us. For now.
Indeed. It is our pleasure to meet you, and I am beyond tickled to welcome you to Auntie's Choice. What are we offering? Why, everything, of course. Auntie's Choice is a wonder of meritocracy. Self-determinism without a ceiling. We are offering whatever your ambition desires.
With Auntie's Choice, the galaxy is yours to earn. No arbitrary limits, unbounded self-betterment.
You, my friend, are being given the opportunity of a lifetime. Auntie's Choice has a dynamic new vision, and we need a specific kind of go-getter to make it happen. Wonderful! This is the kind of wily adventure in self-determinism you will absolutely not regret. Your first assignment demonstrates some of the very qualities we need. Something unexpected, or in truth, unprecedented, has happened at one of our repackaging facilities on Praetor.
If I understand correctly, they're having, something of a workforce issue. Don't know rightly what you call it. Workers are, well, asking for things. It's strange. They've stopped working. The workers there simply stopped.
I might appear above the occasional frivolity, but no, I do enjoy spectating a rousing...
They expressed, and I know this is going to sound more than a bit strange, dissatisfaction. And they said they won't return to work unless things at the plant improve.
Specifically, they stated, until we meet their demands. As though employees have a right to demand anything of their employers.
My, how imaginative. And don't get me started on their arbitrary rule changes. Bronzing is prohibited in the Tuesday and Thursday zones? Why even have the T-zones then? Oh, and sportsmanlike conduct is tolerated?
Negotiating? As in giving in to them? So they do the same amount of work they've been contracted to do, but get more bits because they threw a fit?
Play for keeps. I witnessed no fewer than 6 critical blood force traumas in last week's contest between the Easy Heel Loafers and Spectrum brand bandits. I'd pit our least bankable...
That would signal to workers all over the system that all they have to do to get more bits is hamstring Auntie's operations.
No, Ursula, it won't, because we won't be the ones doing it. That is exactly why we've hired you as my brand new perturbation ameliorator. You'll solve the problem for us, and we will retain absolute deniability. No, you misunderstand my meaning. Deniability doesn't mean we hide behind you. It means you may act outside the fundamental tenets of Auntie's Choice society.
But you, who are not officially an Auntie's Choice employee, can do whatever you want. Anyone asks about our involvement, and we can disavow it.
Because nature wants to kill you. Since then, our company has grown, evolved, consumed the first of many rivals. But that original goal remains. One of our goals. Yes, now we strive to...
Come now, you're overreacting. This is a tremendous opportunity for very little risk. You will suffer a lifetime of regret if you let this opportunity pass you by. How about you head to Praetor and see for yourself? Why, I reckon the solution will come to you so easily that it'll feel like free money.
Trust your auntie.
Price that she can afford.
How do you know it's the best price? Because Auntie knows best.
The story of Auntie Cleo versus the
The recipe of our exclusive cocktail is our most closely guarded secret. Competitors would kill to find out. Can you discern
represents the worst impulses of all point fair the deck against the little person, as they tried with us at Calicetti. But did Auntie Cleo take Spacer's Choice devious shenanigans? No! Just like our sponsor...
Have an update about that personal matter. Back at Winter's Grasp, I found someone was continuing Anais, Sir Bujold's research. Believe I have a lead on their identity. I wholly agree. I pieced together information from earlier leading to Golden Ridge on Dorado. Oddly enough, to the anchor hold at Matriarch's Mercy Monastery. I had Val set the location on our map. I recognize we're juggling multiple crises, but I'd suggest we journey there sooner than later. Inquire away. I may even respond. Oh, I am a dedicated member of the Order. Beyond that, there's really little you or anyone need to hear about. Consider yourself lucky. You already know more about me than anyone else I've met in the last 20-odd years. Information free of context can be off-putting, confusing, dangerous even, if misjudged. I mentioned before I was part of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection. My role there, you may recall, was head intercessor. I was tasked to influence pivotal events, to keep the solving of the equation on track. Something occurred. I needed to step off the board a while. May all our endeavors yield expected results.
standing
Unfriendly company. Non-friendly life form
promoting teammate health.
dictates we route all disruptive influences. Danger. Stranger ahead.
I'm alive.
Who needs to die? Dagmar didn't betray us to the Sentinels. She is a Sentinel, with a fucking office here in Central Control. It's enough to make one take leave of their sanity.
Warning. Agent Lightinger's sanity profile is well below the acceptable threshold. Further decline may necessitate intervention.
I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear that. Fortunately, there's an easy solution to Dagmar's betrayal. One which involves removing her head from her body. Or maybe we should start with the disemboweling? So many choices.
Well, well, as a Helia Lightinger, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised you've made it this far. In addition to your wonderful thirst for wanton violence, you were always bright, though still somehow too thoroughly deluded to apprehend the truth. But then again, you never really wanted to, did you? Yes, well, can it truly even be considered betrayal if it was always lies? And Aza's willful ignorance made her the perfect candidate when I started the Dawn at the Consul's behest.
What are you talking about? There were cultists before me!
No, there were not. The fiction of a cult was born out of the need to convince the Sovereign to return to the true spirit of the Protectorate. The Consul feared he was too weak. I see that Aza isn't the only willfully ignorant person here. Society needs to be controlled for the greater good, by any means necessary. Or would you prefer a more corporate way of life? If you have issue with the nature of humankind, perhaps you should take it up with the Grand Architect.
Dagmar, all this can't be right. How can you spout such lies? Our cause is righteous. It has to be.
And there it is. I almost felt sorry for you, Azahelia. You were so pathetic. So willing to believe specious arguments backed with only the flimsiest of proofs. Ah, well, such is life. But your usefulness is not yet at an end. Your death will put me back in the Consul's good graces. Goodbye, Aza.
No, that's too quick. What about... No, not painful enough. Yes, that's it. I just need to find a piece of heat-conducting metal and something to peel the skin effectively. I've no idea what you're speaking of. The Glorious Dawn is the future of Arcadia. Dagmar must die violently because she betrayed us.
Sentinels, the traitor Azahelia Lightinger is in the compound. She is to be terminated forthwith.
Investigating hostile act.
to.
Am not, nor have ever been, greatly fond of lurkers. Come on out, so we might talk this over.
Seems so
Invasive!
Abigail Leitinger is still at large. All guards loyal to the Protectorate converge on my position at once.
Dispensing life-preserving medicine.
Reprobates.
Fortifying teammate.
Sharp enough. Hostiles nearby. Enemy near. Statistical chance of violence increasing.
Ammunition depleted.
Vitals have fallen below acceptable parameters. Promoting teammate.
Don't like the sound of that at all.
Die. Our beneficent
Standing by with life support.
with weapon prime.
Maintaining your depth. Dispensing life-preserving.
Enemy spotted.
Is in need of assistance.
Once more. They covet our due bounty. Sensibly, I must reload.
Resuming hostilities.
Look sharp. It's a fight.
Ready.
to die. Look sharp. It's a fight.
Aggressor at hand.
Health benefits available at... Providing a... Teammate vitals.
Suppressive type! Seeking shelter!
Ready to assist with agent's health units.
factor in being happy and healthy.
So we can...
Dagmar would never let herself be cornered. She's sure to have an escape route. We should find it.
You're still alive! No, let's not be too hasty here. You seem a rational person. There must be something we can do to resolve this peacefully. Please don't let Azza get her hands on me.
Why are you talking to them, Dagmar? I'm the one you must answer to. Well, I'm waiting to hear your ineffectual arguments as to why you should be spared. And then I'll kill you. You can start by telling me why. Why'd you do it, and why me?
Why? I'm a loyal subject to the True Protectorate. What other reason is there? When the Consul tasked me to help save the colony, I did not even think to ask why. And you were an obvious choice. So lost, so dead inside. But then you went berserk. I never could have imagined how you'd take to the killing and mayhem. You brought me great praise from the Consul. Until you started asking questions and killing the wrong people.
Enough of this blathering on. It's well past time for Dagmar and her life to part ways. As I told you before, there's only death for those who would betray the cult. She's dead. Not quite. Our enthusiasm got the better of us. She should have suffered more. It was too quick a death for one who betrayed not only me, but the whole of the Dawn. Now that Dagmar is dead, I'll be leading the Dawn into the glorious future. I can send out a general message from here, informing the cells that the previous Exalted Leader has betrayed us and has been dealt with, and that I am now in charge. I suspect some will simply jump into the closest rift. And to be perfectly candid, I'm hoping there are more than a few that refuse to acknowledge their new leader. Enough to keep my knife skills up, at least.
It's done. Let's leave this place. It sickens me. I'm not ready to talk yet. Let's get out of here.
Huh? Let's check it out. Straight to it, then! That somebody?
Killing spree!
I spy my next victim. I mean, a hostile.
tran can wait. Our lines will not. Good subjects arrive 15 minutes early to avoid missing their tran. any suspicious activity to your nearest station warden.
I'm going to lend a hand at the exclusion zone. Tend to the injuries as a kid.
Ruth Bassar is the first among equals of the Laureate Council. She will raise humanity to perfection.
Oh, I didn't expect us to wander into the scene of a murder, but somehow I'm not entirely surprised. Anomalous events have a way of spreading, multiplying. We should find a way inside. There might be clues to what happened, and where Anais's research is now. They should have been sealed in that room to focus on their studies uninterrupted. No one in or out. I'd suspect the missing anchorite knows something, at least. We should ask her. Might be some signs in there of where she went. The terminal at Winter's Grasp said Anais' work was sent here. There might be signs of that, or where the missing anchorite got off to. There may be more to learn here. We should keep looking. I've had a chance to look around. You seem like you've done a thorough sweep. We should discuss what we've uncovered. Poor thing. Blunt force trauma to the occipital lobe, I believe. Possible signs of an altercation. Might have been an accident. Might not have been. Hard to say with just a superficial glance. At the very least, her cloistermate Anchor's Brun has some explaining to do. I saw that. I believe it was Anchor's Chow's diary. Spoke about regular visits by an exemplar Southworth, who requested access to Anais' work. Chow seemed worried they were conspiring about something. That they'd mentioned an old order research station. A disputation of current order methodology focuses mainly on our presiding bishop, but saves ample room for the Laureate Council and previous regime as well. I believe I got the gist by efficiently skimming. The general concern is that the order has lost its way. My old department is repeatedly mentioned in a favorable light. Anais' work is regarded highly. I don't know what happened to Anchor's Chow, but leaving a body behind is suspicious, and the disputation reads like a call to arms for any fringe thinkers in the Order. That old research facility seems the most likely spot to look next. I know the coordinates on Eden, placed by the name of Point Obviation. There's no destroying the copies at this point, I'm afraid. We're past that. The research is out there. We need a way to keep anyone from taking it up further in the future. If we go in guns blazing from here, it will only continue. We need a plan to annihilate the idea. I've seen it happen. Things can take on a life of their own at a certain point. The more overt the response, the more unexpected the outcomes. We developed tactics at the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection to minimize unforeseeable consequences. We can discuss once we see the situation on the ground. Yes, time to seek out Anchor's Brun.
Thank you again. It's nice to have a little help around the camp. How can I be of service? My supplies are running low, but then again, so are my bits. Very well. Suppose I can't help anyone if I'm poor.
Yes. You may peruse to your heart's content, but do so speedily, for my sake.
Since the schism, the Protectorate have rewritten history to exclude our teachings.
Do you believe Arcadia shall ever return to how it was?
I wish. Between the invaders, the order defecting, there's no putting this rat back into the camp.
Necessary part of the plan. Therefore, you need to be part of the Order of the Ascendant. Drop by our predictory today and find out how you can take an active part in your future.
Commander, over here. Commander, wanted to chat with you about the cartridge that courier gave us. Ain't heard from Ortiz in... might well have been a year at this point. That's how it goes when you've fallen behind, and the others got no choice but to keep moving. If he's spending his hard-earned bits to contact me now, there must be a real good reason. Would you watch the message with me? Fella from my old unit. Good buddy of mine before I was discharged. I didn't get the chance to say goodbye after the grafting procedure. Didn't have a way of reaching out, neither. Ain't disputing that. I know you got a lot going on. But if you change your mind, come find me.
Halt! Abide! Cease any and all manner of perambulation. Don't know who you all are, but unexpected guests are categorically unwelcome here. How'd you even find this place? Maybe I should just shoot you and glean details from your logs.
Ah, Exemplar, if I may. Surely you recognize such a notable member of our cohort, Marisol Delgado. The end point?
I can't recall if I ended whoever came up with that name. Surely hope so.
You were head causality intercessor of the Department of Preemptive Causal Redirection, right up till the end, correct?
More or less.
Well, what a fortuitous alignment of low probability events this is. Our efforts here are based on your former department. You should confer with Ancrus Brunn straight away.
We actually sought to find you and others of your program, Intercessor Delgado. A serendipitous event, you arriving. Assuming you'll vouchsafe for your colleagues, you may all proceed. You'll find Wilhelmina up the lift, 4th floor.
Welcome to Point Obviation.
Anchorage Run is continuing Anais' research from Winter's Grass. I'm sure of it. Best play along for now, until we can ascertain the best course of action.
Play along. Duration indeterminate.
Look, everyone! It's the endpoint. Come to join us, I take it.
I do have a unique interest in what you all are doing here.
Have an intellectually stimulating day.
I am a longtime vocal exponent of your work, Intercessor Delgado. I hope you don't mind me saying. Go on up.
Doubt the Anchoress will walk away from the research lightly. May require some aggressive convincing.
Oh, who's this? Oh, yes, I remember you. We met earlier at the site of my former seclusion. I've heard much of your exploits since. If I recall correctly, you helped me prove my argument that pacifism always presents the best options. I admit I have modified that opinion slightly since then. I understand you allowed Seer Wiley to go free, yes? Once was a time I would have made that exact same decision. And as for you, I've been informed that you're Marisol Delgado. I've read your file. An impressive body of work, though often quite mortiferously inclined.
Less so over time. There were too many pesky repercussions, I came to find.
Yes, well, to what do we owe the pleasure? Are you familiar with our goals? Come to join up, perhaps, or should I say re-enlist? A truly unfortunate accident. I had posted my disputation and stated my intention to leave. We argued heatedly. Objects were thrown. She stumbled and fell badly. We try to honor her loss. Such tragedy only underlines the importance of our endeavors here. Each day the equation remains unsolved. Countless more tragedies occur. We must succeed at the soonest possible haste. You saw the disputation, though. Tell me, what did you think? You read it, yes? The longer the mistakes of our presiding bishop persist, the longer calamity and sorrow will continue. Our sect aims to end human suffering, sooner than later. We've taken great inspiration from your former department, from their methods and their science. To solve the universal equation in our lifetime requires bold action, clever calculation, and assiduous work. Yes, we have Grace, that is Exemplar Southworth, to thank for that. Her visits to the anchor hold were quite thought-provoking, as was the research she showed me from Sia Bujold. Bujold's thinking was unconventional, ahead of her time. Why, in fact, she's here with us now today, overseeing an experiment that proves her researcher's theories.
Really? Sia Bujold is here, at present, in this facility? The one we're presently standing in?
Yes, we're so very pleased to have her. If you thought her work before was captivating, wait until you hear the experiment she's overseeing now. The intent is to represent the building blocks of the universe within a test chamber, then extrapolate data revealing the universal equation from the micro-universe that forms.
Sounds like it could change everything, one might say.
Why, you should go see for yourself. As former colleagues, I'm sure you'd like to reacquaint. Go on. I'll call down to let her know you're coming. Wonderful. So good of you to join us. We'll speak further after you check over Sia Bujold's work and the experiment concludes. Oh, so exciting. How much longer do you predict preparation?
Head Intercessor Delgado, what an opportune time for you to appear. At the perfect moment to assist our experiment.
What in the endless void are you?
Shh. Comms off, but others are near. I need your aid before this ridiculous affair careens into disaster. Can I rely on you this time? Or will you already intend on scurrying away again? The test involves 4 stations. Each represents one of the fundamental building blocks of the universe. Zeranium gas, macro-ivs, nucleons, N-rays. All the usual stuff. That test chamber is where all are meant to mix. To simulate a mini-universe I can apply my theories to, pull data from, and deduce the universal equation in a reduced time frame. We know what happens if that's successful. So I need you to muck with each station's settings, then initiate the experiment.
Hold on. Why are you even here?
I came to derail this line of inquiry in such a discommodious way that no one would ever consider trying it again. For all the aforementioned reasons of it likely causing, or at least queuing up and leading to, the end of all things. You chose to leave me behind, again. So when they came calling, I thought it an opportunity to sort it all myself. Yet, admittedly, at this moment, I could use your assistance.
This shouldn't be your burden. It's on me.
You don't get to decide that, or adjudicate, or coolly comment in a steely growl. Not falling for that a 10th time. Help, or stay out of my way. You don't remember us discussing this before Winter's Grasp? Too many competing crises, I guess. All right. Years ago, I was kicked out of the Order for research deemed dangerous. A means of sidestepping much of what's presumed required to solve the universal equation, using a series of reasoned shortcuts and educated postulations.
The idea was, theoretically, it would hurry the process along, so the equation could be solved in our lifetime. It was completely unorthodox.
Since then, I calculated what might occur if my work was completed. And there's a big chance of subsequent events leading to a universal end. So the stakes are everything.
When we destroyed the original copies of her research at Winter's Grasp, I discovered someone else was continuing her work, which led us here.
Thank you. All you need to do is adjust each station's settings slightly. Things will cascade from there. Remember, subtlety is required.
Yes, if we alter the experiment input data in a less than delicate fashion, Brunn will notice, I assure you.
The guards on the second floor won't appreciate visitors, so avoid getting spotted. Here's a maintenance key. Head down the vent. It's only the fate of the galaxy riding on it, so perhaps try to be careful.
Something wrong back there? Hello?
I'm setting everyone's natural tolerance.
Try to limit further damage. I have a fix on their weaknesses.
Commander, when you next check your personal terminal, you'll find my letter of denegation. Far as I can tell, my standards of acceptable conduct are a mite unrealistically high for this little outfit. Not sure that's something we can solve. As you like. Hope you're not too short-handed to save the galaxy. Shame we all couldn't get along.
Something wrong back there? Hello?
Enemies detected.
Obviously.
Everything's ruined.
Vitals are in the red, Commander.
All shut down. I'll make my way out when no one's
Check your scope for combatant analysis.
Commander, when you next check your personal terminal, you'll find my letter of denegation. Far as I can tell, my standards of acceptable conduct are a mite unrealistically high for this little outfit. Not sure that's something we can solve. You're actually threatening me? How nonsensically ill-advised. You seem strangely intent on making me your enemy. I will go before this escalates into violence. You see me again, it'll be the last sight you ever see.
I'm no tenured archivist, but that sounds dangerously unstable. Oh well. Anyone else hear that? No? Oh, just me then, I see.
P and Q are true. If P is true, or Q is true. A simple truth table for turbulent times.
Combatant observed.
Huh. That is the sound of science going exceptionally well.
Yeah. So it says in the textbook. Most irregular. Conjecture disproven. All solutions. Indelibly eradicate algorithmic dissonance.
If you're done, evaluating...
Did it work? Did it work? See, Bourgeois, was it a success? What happened?
Hold the applause just yet. I need to run the numbers. I'm sending the others back up to you. They can describe the proceedings in detail.
I shall await their arrival. Anchor's Brun out. That is how these messages end, yes? If not, farewell.
The results of the experiment will be a career-ending embarrassment for Anchoress Brun. But she won't accept this lightly. We'll need to do more.
Yes, our next steps here will be crucial. I know this type of mission well. Granted, my targets were always meticulously well-researched beforehand.
You'll need to convince her, destroy her logic, end this research for good. All it requires is a forceful array of incisive argumentation, logical reasoning, coercive persuasion, and cognitive contortioning.
You mean one of our old brain-off maneuvers? Really? That's what the rank and file in our old department used to call it. Provost Bolding considered it a casual moniker unbefitting of an order scientician.
Make Brun give up on science, logic, and reason entirely. Then no one will ever dare continue the research again. Between you and Marisol, it should be a light challenge. Easy.
A brain-off against an Order anchorite isn't entirely without risk. We could employ certain other methods to deal with her. From our former department's playbook.
Oh, yes, a book you wrote titled Making an Execution Look Like an Accident. Despite the moral quandary ideally involved, unseen consequences still abound.
That's hyperbolic at best. Data suggests significantly fewer unpredicted outcomes than outright murder, if properly executed. And I'm quite capable of skewing results in our favor.
And here I thought you'd begun to change. Let's hear it. Thank you for listening. That's a relief.
Honestly, I'm relieved as well. I have been trying to be different. From the person others believe me to be.
From the legend? If you're retiring as the endpoint, we'll need to find you a colorful new sobriquet. Oh, how about Executioner Emeritus? Alternately, the non-sufferer of fools, but who now maybe won't violently murder them all.
All right now, all right. We should go.
But in the event you should fail, you'll need a viable backup plan, or it will erase any chance of success completely. The Anchorus is housed in a test chamber similar to this one. It's been refurbished with some rather tacky furniture, but much of the old experimental apparatus remains. There is a hatch near the elevator upstairs. An external ledge leads to a vent system that can connect the two chambers. Doing so will expose the Anchorus to a lethal atmosphere. I'll need to make an announcement afterward that an accident has occurred tied into the experiment.
For an extemporaneous plan, it's not a bad one. What if the Anchoress realizes what we're doing and calls for help?
I'll cut off her comms when she begins pleading. Oh, that sounds even more heartless when I say it out loud. Please choose wisely. Here's the hatch key in case you need it. May all your endeavors elicit expected results. And Marisol, do keep out of trouble.
There you are. You saw the experiment through to the end, yes? The data hasn't arrived yet, so please do tell. Was it as beautiful as I imagined? Any inklings to the result? Or perhaps I oughtn't to have recloistered myself till after the experiment concluded, Well, don't just stand there. Tell me everything. What? No! No! It couldn't! Wait. Let's start from the beginning. Step me through your understanding of what's gone awry. Not sure what gave you that impression, but I guarantee they are a hand-picked group of top-order scientists, all fiercely committed. No shirkers or malingerers among them. What else concerned you? These are all fundamental building blocks of the universe. Together, they form the primordial soup our galaxy was formed from. This is widely recognized in scientific circles. This was just a start. Such models typically make an enormous amount of errors at first. All quite expected, an anticipated setback, nothing more. It simply needs to be revised and refined. You certainly seem to be making a lot out of this, though, one must say. I miss her skepticalness and insight. If we could agree on a topic, there could be little doubt in its logic and rectitude. Look, there may be some validity to some of your points, yes. But we'll improve. We will continue to stride forward. There's absolutely no need for all this doom and gloom. Why, I'm shocked. I'm certainly glad Seer Bujolt isn't present to hear such needlessly provocative and deplorable accusation. There is no call for that sort of meanness in the scientific field, and I can personally attest that it is categorically untrue. Now, is that all? Because I think I've had enough of all this. Everything we've done here is built off Seer Bujolt's research, which is quite brilliant. Well, that may be true. I may not be the researcher my colleagues are, but I'll have you know I still possess feelings and dignity. Ah, the experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. Perhaps there's something here to help prove or disprove any of what you've been saying. There was notable variance to the input data, to an extent suggesting external dithering occurred. I hate to use the word sabotage, but disruptive intent seems clearly discernible. Did you? Tenured actuarian Himmelfarb has mentioned concerns. That doesn't rule out external tampering, though. I fear this was a waste of valuable time.
If I may, I have a point I'd like to add. There's a critical flaw in Sir Bujold's approach I think best illustrated by this English phrase. Time flies like an arrow. Fruit flies like a banana. I much appreciate this jest. Very simple, yet clever. Because in English, the word like can mean similar to or I prefer. And flies can be to soar, or plural of the insect. Through this perspective, it functions, makes sense, is humorous even. But in another language where words' meanings differ slightly, it does not. The framework we interpret the statement from changes, thus rendering it uninterpretable. False. Bujold's method of shortcutting the universal equation is much the same.
It lacks context. When you extrapolate the data from the mini-universe to the larger one, the information itself may scale correctly, but fail to interrelate. This has been a difficult conversation. Challenging, disputatious, at times compelling. Yet I remain unswayed.
We tried. Our fallback plan's our only option now. Head for the hatch.
What was that? You're starting to worry me. What do you intend to do?
Best attend to the matter at hand. We can indulge in all sorts of idle talk afterward.
I'll meet you out on the landing pad, once this is done.
The experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. There was notable variance to the input data, to an extent suggesting external dither. I strongly doubt there's much more to say. The experiment data just arrived in my terminal. Allow me to eyeball it a moment. There was notable variance to the input data, to an extent suggesting external dithering occurred. I hate to use the word sabotage, but disruptive intent seems clearly discernible. Did you? Tenured actuarian Himmelfarb has mentioned concerns. That doesn't rule out external tampering, though.
We'll find time for a private word after.
Ah, the experiment. There was notable variance to the input data. I strongly doubt there's much more to say.
I'll meet you out on the landing pad, once this is done. tragic accident has occurred. During our recent experiment in test chamber beta, we failed to recognize that ventilation systems had been left connected to test chamber alpha, as you know. No, it had been recently referred. Refurbished as an enclosure for Anchoress Brum. She gave her life for science. Well, it's true that we found the research deeply flawed, but she gave her life for the pursuit.
I understand now why they say never meet your heroes, Intercessor Delgado. You've truly been an enormous disappointment. A key experiment fails and Anchoress Brun falls prey to an unfortunate accident right after you and your consort arrive. And we are all to believe these events are unrelated?
That's circumstantial and more than a mite bit paranoid. I expect better from an Order scientician. Even one from the Department of Applied Scientism.
Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. I don't care that you somehow roped in Bujold with that little performance. I'm not buying it. The Anchoress, poor trusting soul that she was, may have believed you were here in good faith. But I don't. You're looking more and more like enemies to me. Fascinating. You know, I reviewed that work myself, right? I'm well versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again. Or try facing a gauntlet of well-trained exemplars. I could always choose for you. Are you done? I know you're to blame. I just wanted to see how far you were gonna take this. I can't believe Anchoress Brun fell for any of it. Fellow exemplars of the Order, commence hostilities!
Ready to assist.
I'm gonna try to talk my way off this, but if I can't, I'm gonna have to do this shit, but oh well.
I understand now why they say never meet your hero. A key that's... Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. Don't try to lay the responsibility for this on me. I'm not buying it. The Anchoress, poor trusting soul that she was, may have believed you were here in good faith. But I don't. You're looking more and more like enemies to me. The Anchoress was one of the finest minds the Order has ever produced. I'm well versed in manipulative prevarication from feckless mutineers. Try again. Or try facing a gauntlet of well-trained exemplars. I could always choose for you. Are you done? I know you're to blame. Fellow exemplars of the Order...
Standing by. Emergency protocols ready.
Combatant scanned.
Fortifying.
Ratcheting up my aggression.
Yes, yes.
I'll handle this.
Enemy in vicinity.
I'm gonna try one more time with this conversation. No more conversation, then it's gonna have to be a what's her name?
I understand now. A key... That's... Don't think I don't see your handprints all over this, Delgado. It's her association with that department that has me suspicious here. Suppose you'll claim this was all just coincidence. A misaligned series of mishaps that simply appear to be your fault.
According to my field calculations, we are well past the point where we need to be delicate here. In fact, I strongly suggest we wipe the floor with these ill-notioned traitors, starting with this one, the arrogant know-nothing who led Anchoress Brunn astray.
This slapdash pretense is over. I knew it!
Emergency
It's inevitable.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified.
Just ready to assist with
Conceivably.
I'll handle this.
Indeterminates!
Not friendly life form. Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Combatant scan.
Emergency protocol.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Benefits available at your request.
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Combatant scan.
Providing a host.
Check your scopes for combatant analysis.
Maintaining your
Target analyzed. Lay down fire. Do try to limit further damage, Commander.
emergency protocols ready.
Adversary vulnerabilities identified. Resorting to violence.
Promoting teammate ready to transfer agents and leads.
I have a fix on their weaknesses. Yeah.
Look who it is. The legendary former head intercessor of the Order. Another mission successfully completed. Made it through all that without a scratch, hmm? Glad to see. Say, I know this was difficult and rather a mess, but you listened. You tried to do right before you did what you must. I appreciate it, the attempt. No matter how that may sound.
The credit or blame belongs to the commander here. It was their decision, ultimately.
You forget I know you. You always thought you knew better. No one could ever convince you of anything. Before, that is. Good to see. Maybe you are facing yourself.
There are a few things I'm still not used to saying. I was wrong. I'm sorry. Please. And thank you. But thank you, Anais.
At any rate, I'm off. You all take care now. Marisol, don't be too enigmatic or anything. Try. Before I forget. Meant to give you this earlier.
Oh, thank you, Anais. Goodbye. Oh, all right. If we must. Commander, I've had some time to cogitate over what occurred at Point Obviation. Some parts don't sit right with me still. Wonder if you and I might talk it through. A bit, yes. With the work I used to do, I'm no stranger to guilt and regret. Midway into my requisite sleep cycle is when it usually plagues me the most. We could have done better by Anchoress Brunn. If we'd properly convinced her to abandon the research, I'd doubtlessly still lament duping her, but she'd be alive. And yet, such actions were par for the course for me in the past. When my remorse for Brunn rears its head, it will need to get in line. Yes, Southworth was complicit. And now she's dead. I hope so, at least. According to Anais, we could have reduced the likelihood of that occurring by completing the brain off. It's not anywhere near zero, but it's unlikely. She seemed pleased that we at least attempted to address her concerns, so I've changed, apparently. Thanks to you. Appreciate you taking the time to talk it over, Commander.
Heard that rift near the archive has destabilized. Must be a...
I think I'm trying to finish this game up.
Agent,
Detecting higher than normal humidity with trace amounts of organic material.
on behalf of the Order of the Ascendant and her impermeable wisdom, the presiding bishop Ruth Bassar, welcome to Laplace's garden. The presiding bishop is presently indisposed, but I've been instructed to direct you to the Artificer Laureate for whatever pressing matter has brought you to the garden. She's working in Belvedere Hall's secondary courtyard. Enter the large building at the top of the mesa ahead and follow the first hall on your right. Oh, yes. The vicar did ask me to direct you to him. How positively forgetful of me. He should be waiting for you in Belvedere Hall's main courtyard at the top of the stairs. May all your problems precede solutions.
Hey! Only security personnel are permitted in this...
Lovely day for a coup, dear. The only surprise about...
May the plan favor us against long odds.
At this time, residents of Laplace's garden are not permitted beyond this point.
Agent, over here.
A visitor. It's for the best that you're talking to me now instead of mid-work. I do seem to have a slight propensity for stabbing randomly with my tools when interrupted, but I suppose that's enough time spinning in the statements column. Speak away. What are you... Beckett. Another prediction that he hasn't seen fit to notify me about. A more cynical exemplar might posit his doing this to be intentional. If you're here, I imagine you aim to petition the presiding bishop for her support, which is hardly a surprise. She is the most important individual in Arcadia. Yet, most others with aims to rule it are filled with aspirations of grandeur. Ruth is the sole individual capable of interpreting situations objectively. The corporate invaders will suck Arcadia of its resources and cast it to the wind. And the Protectorate are no better than machines. Moreover, once we solve the universal equation, it will benefit all of humanity. You, me, everyone. No more suffering, no more doubt. It is indeed a good deal. But we can return to your initial point. There is a task of pivotal importance to the Order, but I cannot entrust it with just any come-by-chance outsider. As head of the Order's exemplars, it's my responsibility to assess whose aims upon Ruth may be malicious. Prove yourself to me first, then we may discuss the rest. To the point. Very well. A myriad of cultists have taken over the settlement of Newton, which is a nearby site of historical but not strategic significance. I want them gone. Once there was a bridge stretching from the settlement to the archive, but it was destroyed by a rift. Best keep your distance should you travel there. From what I understand, Vicar Levin's continued existence is a mere side effect of whatever personal vendetta you happen to be attending to. I'm pleased he does not lie among the ranks of the dead, but I will need a more tangible effort on your part to trust you. I'll withhold my appreciation until this task is complete. May you act within the equation's confines.
We should collect Azza from the ship first. Unless you don't want the benefits of her inside knowledge of the cult.
temporary indignities of the body are nothing contrasted to the Order's future. Keep those eyes open, soldiers. Corneal frostbite be damned.
You know what surprised me the most? The sound an eyeball makes when it pops. I had no idea until that one time
Enough, dear. I may be out of practice with interpersonal relationships, but I see through your act. It's obvious you're trying to get a rise out of me.
You're right. I do tend to push things. I guess I can be a little embarrassed about how I act. Sometimes it's all I can do to keep from killing anyone I can get my hands on. A lot of space for refugees here. Guess the Order is more concerned with the idea of helping people than actually doing anything about it.
What do you need?
You bring a cultist into my presence? I hope this isn't a sign you've lost your nerve. Or are you planning on removing the cultists from Newton one at a time, like this one here? I was expecting different results.
Well, then it seems today is your lucky day. The Dawn and Newton have been dealt with. By us. Care to hear all the bloody particulars? Come on, Commander. You never let me talk about Viscera.
You saw a problem and followed your own methods to solve it. I can admire that. Here's something for your trouble. If you removed Newton's unsightly blemish, I believe you may be trustworthy. I have reason something predicted has come to pass. One of the satellites comprising the Hyperion web was struck by a wayward craft and crashed on Paradise Island. I need someone to recover an informational component from it. I hope your zeal is properly placed. The Protectorate soldiers guarding the crash site are unlikely to let you close, unless something else is made to arrest their attention. I cannot say how that might be accomplished, unfortunately. Some of our scholars find answers to their solutions at the CAF integration point. Perhaps you might do the same. Collect the data from the crashed site and return it here. May the odds prevail against your bloody demise.
Observe that. That is not your property. Halt! You must answer for your loss. Internal records classify you, a figure of ill repute, and with a significant backlog of fines.
Allow me, child. I have a familiarity with Order procedures. Such an unproductive misuse of time. I request we dispense with this matter in the interests of the equation and all who serve it.
But yes, quite right. The equation must take precedence. All charges shall hereby be purged from you and your companion's permanent record to avoid further distraction.
Glad my decades wasted outwitting petty bureaucrats weren't utterly in vain. But let's not overplay that option.
Those wandering hands test our lenience.
The Chamber of Conflict Evaluation and Strategic Planning is currently off limits to non-essential order personnel.
No admittance without the Artificer Laureate's permission.
I'm cutting you off there, Charles. That's your third conviction today. People will start to worry. Welcome to the CAF integration point. Will it be caffeine or convictions today? Convictions are statements which promote personal and professional confidence and well-being, leading to 22.9% more scientific breakthroughs in a given quarter. Interested? Before I can administer your conviction, I need to ask you a question. In what area of your life do you feel you need the most improvement? Personal or professional? But if you had to prioritize one area over the other? Expand on that for me. One day soon, you will evolve beyond an inappropriate attachment to material possessions, and at last be free to acquire that which most eludes you. Wisdom. Good. Never forget that you are a valuable factor in the universal equation and necessary to advancing the plan. Now then, a brief conversation is customary following the initial service. I haven't seen you around before. New project appointment? Must be an adjustment, all things considered. Earth Directorate? In Arcadia? That's rather anomalous. And I'd go as far as to say wholly unexpected. By all means, continue. I'm fascinated to learn the particulars of this little mission of yours. What can I say? I'm especially well read.
Unlettered scientists showed that the berries were not poisonous at all. Instead, they were infected with a microscopic
How noble and noteworthy. I was under the impression we had this well in hand, but I'm always happy to have my assumptions corrected. You know, I'm actually nearing the end of my shift. If you're amenable to continuing our chat somewhere more private, I think we could both benefit. Right this way.
life cycle in detail. After an infected berry is eaten by a host, the microscopic eggs inside the berries are exposed. Like mandibles, which then produce the host directly, ingesting tissue and blood along the entire tract. These worms are eventually expelled when they reach a size of approximately 2 centimeters.
You must be curious why I asked for such a discreet rendezvous. Allow me to whet your appetite for intrigue a little further, shall I? I have adequate reason to believe the Order is conducting a mass experiment on the population of Laplace's garden. The Order is not cultivating its perfect, plan-abiding society through careful ideological pruning, as the laureates would have you believe. It's simple pharmacology. Put bluntly, they're regulating the emotions of everyone in Laplace's garden through drugs in the water supply. Why would the Order want to create a society of undistractable little academics whose only desire is to advance the plan? I wonder. I'm limiting my water intake and using other pharmaceuticals to combat the effects. It's not a perfect system, but it works adequately enough. Moderate your volume, please! No one here is in any immediate peril. Probably. The Order claims the subjects here supposedly consented to participate, but it was begun prior to the schism with the Protectorate, so who's to say? Regardless, if the Order has made some kind of pharmaceutical breakthrough, imagine how useful it might be to certain parties to know about it in advance. Took you long enough to ask. I represent a group of information traders who would pay well to get their hands on a sample of this drug. Interested? All you need to do is enter water reconditioning and collect a sample of the drug. I believe they call it Perspective. This passcode will give you access to the main terminal. Watch the guards patrol before making your way into the facility. If worst comes to worst, I wager Laureate Beckett also has a keycard on him, but that might be tricky to lift. Lately, he's been sitting near the fountains, performing his silly little breathing exercises. If he's not there, then he's likely in conference with the presiding bishop. Whatever you do, be discreet. I can't have any laureates asking questions about me. Understood? One more thing before you leave. Outside of work, I have, let's call it an alternative inventory. You'll have to pay, of course, but I'm sure I have something that'll make your job a little easier. And I'd like to offload some of this merchandise. Sounds like a win-win. You're back. Any luck with the sample? I'm charmed my name was among the first to populate your thoughts when attempting to work this problem. I have some Protectorate contacts, and I might be willing to lean my elbow on the scales in your favor, but not until after I've acquired my sample.
Unauthorized visitors are not authorized. Do I need to diagram that for you?
How did your hypothesis about the flowers fare?
Exposing them to melodic sound waves on a consistent basis did affect improvements on their overall growth.
And new controls for the amount of carbon dioxide the cell can put out during his musical practice.
Every day treating the same strains of abrasions. Titania for a multifactorial disorder.
Was committing that crime really worth squandering our goodwill?
Inform insight into the future, also music.
thank you for watching, but I'm gonna eat something real quick before I take a nap.